for getting through this group. If he can just start figuring some stuff out, you never know what he might do in Group C.
Well, I'm amazed he's gone for double 16s. He's hit it.
Dimitri Zukov.
And I'll tell you what, I'm amazed because yesterday in spells he was deadly on tops, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's not particularly pleasant in Portsmouth today. Really good darts weather. Stay indoors.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
And stay
Dimitri
in amongst
Zukov.
the doubles. That's 3-2 Dimitri now. Someone getting a 180 with their last opportunity in a match. By the looks of it, that might be the last chance that he had.
140.
Nearly both did
Dimitri
it.
requires 60.
20 and tops for a very good winning end here for Dimitri. To keep his hopes alive, can he dink it over the top?
Game,
He certainly
shot,
can.
And the match.
And the finishing
Dimitri
was
Zukov.
very good. The 104, which was really needed in the early stages. He ends with 4 from 6, 66.67%, an average of 84.12. The 180 coming in his final visit of the scoring phase of this match. And he gets the 2 points and he moves on to 14, just 2 behind Jim. Up next, it's Victor taking on Oscar.
It's happened the last couple of days as well. Maybe just a bit too much respect.
Game shot on the
Well, it's
3rd
3-0
leg.
to Lucazi.
Oscar Lucazi.
And guess what he's averaging? His leg
Oscar, you
difference, which is
require 12.
exactly what he needs. It's not a bad marker. Now he's got 2.
Game
Wonderfully
shot,
done.
And the match.
That's a really good
Oscar
performance
Lucazi.
from Oscar Lucazi. In fact, that average may have been better had he been just a tiny bit sharper on the doubles and a couple of approach shots. But ultimately, the 4-0 victory is exactly what he required. He's now on 14 points with Dimitri Zukov, and his leg difference has gone up to +6. You can see that he dominated that with all of those statistics. When we come back, it's all over to Jim Long. Will he extend his lead, or will he be very close to the chasing pack again? How many darts do you need, Jim?
You require 20.
Hopefully, just the one more. He's got 3 in hand, and he finds the
shot,
double 10 this
and the
time.
match. Jim Long.
Eventually getting over the line, 4 legs to 1, picks up the 2 points, moves even closer into that position of qualification for Saturday night. 80.68 the average, 180 apiece. But look at the doubling, just 20%, 4 from 20. When we come back, it's Dimitri taking on Victor. Trouble 19, 16 and ball. Well, that leaves 104. That leaves the ball.
Game shot
Oh,
on
is
the
it your
second
day,
leg.
Dimitri?
Dimitri Zukov.
What a finish that is. Trouble 20 for double 16. Yes. Double 16.
Game shot
And
on
there
the
it
3rd
is.
leg. Victor
I hope he didn't
Tingstrom.
look at double 18.
And he's making some decisions that we are questioning.
100.
But the biggest thing in this
Dimitri
moment right now
required
is that
40.
Dimitri is staying in the race for the top spot. Victor Tingstrom is being eliminated from it. The step away, and I think Victor understands what is about to happen.
Game shot and the
He
match.
knew,
Dimitri
Dimitri knew.
Zukov.
We now know that Dimitri Zukov is on 16 points in the table, only 2 legs behind Jim Long. He's very much the front runner in the chasing pack with a performance that he can be very proud of. He was great at times in that game there. And Victor, who did lift his performance from game 1, has lost his first 2 today, all but eliminating him from the chance of winning the group. When we come back, Jim Long has another chance to widen that gap to 4 against Germany's Rene Idams.
Require 120.
Yeah, Barry Whittaker played him in a quarter-final in Christchurch in 2008. He said I was a heck of an asset to the game.
Game
And
shot on the
people
first
started calling me
leg.
the asset.
Jim Long. Jim, you require
His final
96.
will be next. Double 18. He hits
Game,
it.
Shot.
That
and
was
the
a
match,
very good
Jim
game
Long.
of darts. Played at a very similar level between the two. But what you get from Jim Long sometimes is very predictable. Another 88 average from him. His highest checkout was at the start of the match. But he was pushed by the German to the very end. And if he didn't hit that double 9, he could have lost that game. And he now knows that if he beats Dimitri Zukov in Game 7, he will be the champion here in Group A. Before that, we do have Conor Hopkins up against Oscar Lucazi to end round 2.
You wouldn't have paused. I don't mind it because you've got that guide dart.
Game, Shot.
Oscar wins a
and
very
the
good match by 4
Oscar
legs to 3.
Lucazi.
It just amazes me sometimes that this format gives you such unpredictability. Jim Long could have lost to Rene Idams in the previous game. He wins. Oscar Lucazi was tested in that game, and he wins just by 4 legs to 3. But having the darts there really was key. He's still in the race, but only just. When we come back, Jim Long could put 1 foot into Saturday if he beats Dimitri Zukov. Well, look what
Jimmy
he's left.
requiring 98.
They say things come in 3s. But how
Game,
about 2
Shot,
19s?
And the match,
Jim Long with a 4-2 win. I think
Victor,
he
you
thought he was
requiring
going to get that.
32.
I think we all did.
The body language was positive, and he's meerkatting over the shoulder
14.
of Victor, but he gets to come back at a, well, not my
Conor, you
favourite double
require
nickel.
18.
Mine either.
Game,
He
Shot.
likes it.
and
It's
the
the first
match,
time he's won a
Conor
game that wasn't his
Hopkins.
first game of the day. And that could confine Victor Tingstrom to Group C. Well done, Conor. That was a very decent performance. I think they're still having a bit of a giggle as to what happened with the bounce out. There you can see the stats from that one. What really encourages me, though, when it comes to Conor Hopkins is that doubles percentage. That is twice as good as what we've seen from him all week long. When we come back, it will be Game 9, and Lucazi against Idams is fairly important.
Dean players.
Oscar, you require
And I drew
78.
Taylor. Thanks.
I think Rene Idams is feeling the power right now of Oscar Lucazi. Double 10, showing off now, Oscar.
Game,
Okay.
Shot.
You
and
get
the
best
match,
performance in that
Oscar
one then.
Lucazi.
4-0, and he's very much alive all of a sudden. Can he keep things alive going into round 5? That is the question in the next round of fixtures. But there's another twist, because with games running out, Jim Long plays Victor Tingstrom next, and it could all be done after that one. He may just need to win a couple of legs in this game to
Game,
get
Shot
it
on
done,
the
and there's
first
one of
leg.
them.
Jim Long.
That leg difference between himself and Lucazi is very wide, and it's only Wednesday. Look how good that is.
Game,
How
Shot
good
on
is
the
that,
third
though?
leg. Jim Long.
Greatest 66 checkout I've ever
Jimmy
seen.
required 40.
To seal the deal and seal his place as the winner of Group A.
And he knows it.
Game,
He's through.
Shot, and the
Saturday night
match,
beckons
Jim
again
Long.
for the gentleman Jim Long. Nobody can catch him now, and he still has a game left to bank 26 points in a Group A campaign. It could be the second week in a row we see somebody get 26 points in a Group A campaign. What a performance it was. 57% on the doubles, over 96 in the average, and Victor's best average of the week comes in that game that he loses in 6 legs. Cruel, cruel darts for the Swede. When we come back, we'll see Oscar Lucazi now as he is guaranteed to grace Group B. Nice start. Nice
Game, Shot on the
start.
first leg. Oscar Lucazi.
Nice leg.
Dimitri required 114.
The traditional approach of 114 Because most people these days seem to be going to the 19s.
Game shot on the second
Listen
leg.
to Dimitri.
Zukov.
That's how you do it. And this game is tied. Well, double 10, where are you? You're in the 4 o'clock position. Just like
Game
that.
shot and the
Great
match.
win for Dimitri Zukov. They're both going to Group B, but that may be a nice little jaunt in the right sort of direction for Dimitri from Latvia, because that was a decent performance, as you can see, 87.61, and Oscar wasn't too bad himself. He just missed a couple of key shots, and ultimately it's the man without the darts there that won that one in 6 legs. When we come back, it will be the 2 that are going to Group C from the bottom of the table, going at it hammer and tongs over the best of 7 legs. Next, that's Hopkins and Idams.
Rene, you require 58.
I think this game has pretty much gone the way I thought it would. Just gets the single 14
Game
and does get the tops.
And the match.
So
Rene
wins a scruffy
Idams.
one, does Rene Idams, but it could be valuable in trying to get himself off the bottom of the table, because he is now on the same points as Conor Hopkins, and he has a better leg difference by 3. That battle will be finalised in the final round of matches, which start next.
Won't be affected by that.
Yeah, I think Victor's probably the one who would be affected the most by that in this group.
Game shot on the 4th leg. Oscar Lucazi.
Okay, now we look at Oscar with slightly different eyes, don't we? What's he going to do next?
Fill it up
180.
for the second time.
Yeah, look at it this way, Oscar. You can't finish 163. I bet you can try, but you'll fail.
Good response, this.
180.
I'll tell you what Oscar will be feeling right now. He'd be feeling a bit sick about the fact that he was just a little bit further behind in the table, because if he'd got a better start on Monday, he might have been knocking on the door.
131.
Somebody's
Jim, you
playing
require
very well all of a sudden.
136.
Yeah, 311 scored in 6. Oh, tops.
Game
That's
shot on
special.
the 5th leg. Jim Long.
Well, especially after the sequence of scoring from Oscar, he probably thought,
6th
happy
leg, it's Jim
days,
to throw
I'll be coming
first.
back at double
Game
60.
on.
A chance.
Oscar, you require
Do
74.
it. Do it. Why did you do it last time? Okay, double 16 then. He sticks to the
Game,
textbook
shot, and the
and
match.
gets a
Oscar
second win of the week
Lucazi.
over Jim Long in their final game of this group. Well done, Jim. You have won Group A with 24 points and a very healthy leg difference. Oscar is second in 20, well, on 20 points, and he does win that game, which was a fabulous 7-legger to watch. But in the penultimate game of this group, we'll see Ronny Idams against Victor Tingstrom. A little preview to what we're going to see in Group C over the next couple of afternoons.
No routines, just literally just have a move around the board and
36.
And
Victor,
revel
you
in the fact
require
that
100.
everybody else is still under pressure.
yeah, and got to go through the ringer. He is the only person at this stage guaranteed to be in
Game shot on the
Saturday night's
first leg.
final. That was
Victor
casually done,
Tingstrom.
wasn't it?
Winning today, it was just a bit too safe. Are we going the distance?
18.
Perhaps not.
Victor, you require 40.
Not with 3 in hand. I do not expect him to miss. To finish his
Game,
campaign
shot,
off with a
and the
win, and he
match.
does just
Victor
that.
Tingstrom.
4-2 over Rene Idams, who I'm sure will be happy to see the back of this Group A. He will be in Group C tomorrow. There are the numbers. When we do return, it will be for a final match between Dimitri Zukovs against Conor Hopkins.
You know what he's after here? 180 would have left double 18.
140.
That's not a bad booby price.
Conor, you require
No, he'll be
72.
happy enough with that, as long as he gets a go at the 76. He might not. He
Game
won't.
shot on the 4th
Clinical.
leg. Conor Hopkins.
This game's been played
33.
Well, he looked for
Dimitri required
45 for
160.
double 14 there. Another rather unusual route. Obviously a huge fan of double 14.
60.
Let's hope he's a huge fan of tops. That's what he needs
Conor, you require
to wrap it
40.
up. Full 3. That's a great guide.
Game, shot, and the match. Conor Hopkins.
And Conor Hopkins ends with a win and takes himself off the foot of the table, finishing his campaign in Group A with a win and in 5th position. Well, a real disappointing display from Dimitri with all the good work he's done so far today. Only 72.94 the average. Slightly better for Conor. 3 140s apiece. And the averages reflecting the poor finishing from both. 31 darts at a double between them. Only 7 hits. So that's the end of Group A. We will return tomorrow at 1 p.m. for Group C. Let's have a bit of a wrap-up with the boys up on the balcony.
Thank you very much, Ramesh. Yeah, we will try and wrap things up, but things were wrapped up quite early in this group. If we take a look at the results, I mean, we said at the start of the day that Jim Long would get it done early, and he did halfway through the day.
Yeah, if you look at that victory against Victor, he was just looking really, really comfortable at that point. I know he said he wasn't comfortable at any point. He was quite definitive with the nope on that. But he wasn't really toppled. He was always in that position of strength, and you'd have to categorise Group A as a wire-to-wire victory.
Yeah, just can't seem to go through the card any day, but he doesn't even need to do that on finals night, does he? He can lose a game and still end up the winner.
Just play the system. As far as the system is concerned, yes, you can afford to have, in this group, 1 defeat a day, and you are allowed 1 defeat on Saturday night, but that's cutting it a little bit close.
Yeah, it's been 4 wins for Jim Long every single day. Just seeing him cross the line in each of those victories today, I just felt he looked assured. Look, I said to him, did he feel comfortable? He said not, but he looked comfortable.
Well, that one there with the double 9 against Rene Idams, that was a really important shot in the end because he was on the verge of an upset there. As far as this one's concerned, out in 2 once again, under pressure, and he had a fabulous few games today. He was just showing real class in real pressure moments.
And when he's been beaten this week, he hasn't been beaten by much. Look, he did admit that he's suffering a little bit with the jet lag, and maybe these 2 days off are ideal for him. How do you rate his chances on Saturday?
I think he's got every chance. I think we've got enough evidence to say that Jim can play a very good best-of-7 leg game. Has he shown exactly what he needs on Saturday the last 3 days? I'm not so sure. Maybe once or twice. He's going to have to do it once or twice on Saturday against maybe some more experienced Super Series superstars.
Well, he is the Group A winner. We'll get a confirmed look at that group table now. Lucazi in the end, only 4 points behind because of that victory over Jim Long in the pair's final game. But him, Zukov, Tingstrom, they've all given something, shown something to suggest that they could be there as well.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Victor didn't have a good day today. He knows he didn't. He did win 1 match, but as far as Dimitri's concerned, he's just searching for that consistency. And the up games are good, but the down games, like that last one there, that's got to be erased if he's got any chance of making Saturday without even talking about possibly winning the week. But Oscar's impressed me because at the start of the week I was worried about him. I thought he looked a bit stuttery and he looked a bit nervous, but as the week has gone on, he's looked more assured. His rhythm is starting to come back, and I like his chances. Even though I think he's one of 3 players who's going to get through with 2 assured players in Group B, I just get the feeling that his chances are better now than they were 2 days ago. Well,
let's look at those groups then for Thursday and Friday. Jim Long, the winner of Group A, he's safe. He's through to the Saturday session. Group B, as Paul just spoke about, Lucazi and Zukov's joining. Kieran T and Jim McEwen and Dan Reid, all very experienced on this stage. But Group C really interests me. Adam Mould, a winner here before. Tommy Morrison, Cam Crabtree have been players that have made a big impact. I want to talk a little bit about Ronny Idams and Conor Hopkins. Conor gave himself something to cling on to, didn't he, at the end there? What about Idams? 20 points in Group A last time he was here, and this time bottom of the table.
He's obviously struggling with something technically. The late release of the dart means he's missing the targets low. If that continues, he does not get through Group C. It's as simple as that. And as far as the points total that you need for Group C to get through, you're going to need a minimum of 12 points. Well, has he got 12 points in the first 2 days of this week? Or any 2 days out of the 3? No. So something's got to change overnight, and he's got to figure it out.
And who do you fancy for the players coming in later this week?
Well, Crabtree, for me. Everybody's excited to see Calm. He's just... His ability to play under pressure at the minute, he just has so much of a relaxed nature with it. And I think he will swim through to Saturday night. And as far as the other person in that group, that one's up for debate. Maybe Mould, maybe Tommy Morris. I think it's going to be 2 of those 3, personally.
We will find out. The action resuming 1 p.m. tomorrow on the Motor Super Series YouTube channel, joining Sporty Stuff TV at 3, and then Group B gets underway on both of those platforms from 10 p.m. But in Group A, so long, fared well. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.